So here's how to create a Modbus action and tie it to a desktop with a button that you can use to activate that action. So you go over to your notifications and actions, and you're going to create a Modbus action. I'll input the IP address and the Modbus settings. That's going to be dependent on your device. Then you go into input here what action you're going to perform. So whether you're writing a single coil, single register, multiple coils. Again, this is all dependent on your device and its own particular Modbus settings. And then the address and the data. So the coil address and the value you want to set it to. So if you're setting the flow rate of a pump, you're going to look in the Modbus manual, find out what the coil address and data value will be that you're going to need to write for a specific flow rate. The number of times to retry the action, so you can retry it twice in case it times out, and a timeout interval. So once you've created this action, you'll see here it's actually just called Modbus Action 1. We'll change its name and I'll call it Modbus Test Flow Rate. Okay. So now all of these actions can be tied to buttons. So if you go back over to your monitoring and you create a desktop, then you can add buttons to this. So we have a buttons widget here. You choose the type of button you want to have. So for example, in this case, I'm going to choose a kind of on button. So then you can click on that button and select the actions that you want to tie it to. You can also jump here to create an action and create the Modbus action like we just did, but all the actions we've created will already be here. So Modbus test flow rate, I'll connect that to this action, and then when I push the button, it's going to perform that action. Now you can see we've got an error in this case because I don't actually have this device connected, but if you have a Modbus TCP/IP device that you can write to registers, that's basically how you set up the action and you connect it to a button. So we also have different types of buttons, so you could switch to multiple different flow rates. So for each of these, you would create a different action. So you'll go to edit this, you can call this 25 liters per second, for example, if you're setting flow rates. So if I want two options, I want to set it to 25 or 40 liters per second, then you'll select the Modbus action from here. So set flow rate to 25, set flow rate to 40, so that would be another action you'd have to create. Once you've done that, you'll see those two buttons here, and you can switch to them to perform those specific actions.